Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Laura Rads, and I am a private counselor and holistic life coach. And I help you create the life that you deserve by connecting the body, the mind, and the spirit through self-love and self-care. The topic of today is self-love isn't selfish, and you should prioritize your growth. If you follow me on social media, you may know that I have a job where I teach parents how to communicate with their kids, how to have dialogues with their kids, how to connect with their kids and be better parents or be more present in their kids' life, get more involved. And one of the issues I find with these parents is that they don't prioritize themselves. They are very consumed in what their kids are doing. And I teach them how to love themselves so they can model it for their kids. So if you know me, you know that I'm an outdoor person. I love to connect with earth. I love grounding. I love earthing. I love to step outside barefoot. I love gardening. I love plants. And I try to incorporate that in my teachings as well. So one of the experiences that I had was that this mom who I was teaching in the parenting skills class, I was teaching them the tools, I was teaching them the skills. All of a sudden, after the sixth session, she comes back and tells me that she loves going outside and she brings her lunch box and she makes her lunch. She makes snacks and drinks and a sandwich, and she goes outside to her backyard and starts eating by herself and just being there, breathing. And she says that it was so therapeutic, that she was doing it daily and that she loved doing it and that it changed her life. Well, those little changes in your life will change how you see life and how you connect with others. The way I believe we change relationships and we change connection or situations is by going within and taking control of the situation with what we can change and what we can control, because we cannot control anyone. There are circumstances that we can never control, especially when it comes to our partners or our kids. So the way you do that and the way you cope with things, life is not perfect. Things are not always easy, and there will be circumstances where you will be exhausted and you would want to give up. However, if you start to growing spiritually, mentally, and physically, you will process things differently. And this is one of the things that I like to teach for my clients, is that it's not only the mindset, it's not only the body, it's also the spirit. I see life as a triangle, and I love triangles. I love triologies because it brings us balance. The body, the mind, and the spirit, they all connected, and they have to be in balance in order for you to be okay. And by connecting, by prioritizing yourself, by growing, and this all changes when we put ourselves first before anything else. When we make that connection, when we prioritize our self-growth, we connect with our bodies, we connect with our spirits, and we connect with the mind, or we train the mind, we study about the mind, we go to the gym or go for a walk and go to church or have a spiritual practice. You don't need to go to church to be spiritual, but you can have a little practice on your own that connects you, that grounds you. For example, grounding can be stepping outside barefoot and touching the ground and just connecting with the earth, and just remembering that God made the earth, God made the soil that gave us food. Underneath our feet, there is another world full of life, and it's beautiful to connect with that and be mindful of where we are and who we are. We are creations of the divine. So when you prioritize your personal growth, specifically your self-love, will change the way you see life, will change the way you perceive others, will enhance your relationships, connect you with other like-minded people that will lift you up, when you prioritize your personal growth, that's when you start seeing the changes all around you. Not because everyone changed, because you change. And that's why I'm going to teach you 3 ways you can prioritize your personal growth and the things that you can do in every area of your life so you can have a balance and flourish in life. Number 1, mindset is key. I believe in cognitive behavioral therapy, which teaches us that everything starts with a thought. Whatever we think is followed by however we feel. And then however we feel is followed by how we go into act and react. So mindset is key. You need to train your mindset. You need to train your thoughts. How you're going to do this? Well, there are different ways that you can start practicing self-love, self-care, affirmations, and also changing the mindset, the thinking, the way of thinking. You can actually hire a counselor like me, a life coach, a mentor, even a pastor or a priest can do that for you. Someone that is involved in the self-love or mindset. You can find YouTube videos as well, but make sure that you find someone that you can connect with, someone that can bring you that confidence and bring you that feeling of trust, someone that you can relate with and that you can trust. When I started therapy, I saw at least 10 therapists before I made a connection with one, and I actually did the work and pushed through. So don't think you're stuck with one therapist or one counselor or one pastor or one priest or mentor, whatever. You have options. You can continue looking and switching and changing as long as you can or you want to, if you don't feel like there is a connection or that there is an alignment between you and that person. Energy speaks. So listen to your intuition, listen to your gut. Number 2, connecting with the spirit. And this is a disclaimer I'm going to make here. I am not a religious person. I believe in Christianity. I am Catholic myself. However, I have my own practice. I have my own spirituality that works for me. And let me tell you why. I went to therapy for 2 years. I was diagnosed with PTSD from childhood. I endured a lot of trauma when I was little, and it took me to very dark places growing up, or maybe in my younger years. However, when I went to therapy, I spent 2 years of therapy, and I share this story everywhere I go. And after 2 years of being in therapy, I felt disconnected, and I felt like there was something else that I was craving and I couldn't find. I was always a church person growing up. I was always at church. I went to a Jewish private school. I grew up reading the Bible, going to church every Sunday, being in prayer or Bible studies, groups, things like that. So I was always connected with the spirit. However, after I got pregnant and I got married, I disconnected a lot. And it wasn't until I went to therapy and I spent 2 years of me healing myself, working on myself, I found myself at a dead end. And I noticed that I needed something. There was something missing in my life. That's when I recognized that I was missing the connection with the spirit. I was missing connection with God. The way I did that was by going to church. I go to church, but I don't go to the Catholic church, even though I'm Catholic. I don't go to the Catholic church, but I am Catholic and I will never change my religion. But I assist to another church. And I do feel that my spirit connects deeply with the earth and the grounding, the praying and meditation. So even though I'm not a religious person, I do go to church, I'm Catholic, but I also have a spirituality or a spiritual practice that I do on my own. For example, I love to go outside and spend at least 5 to 10 minutes grounding on the earth barefoot. To me, I am connecting with my spirit. I'm rooting myself. I am connecting with the source. And I love that. I also do breathing. Meditation. Breathing to me is connecting within. It brings me awareness of my body. I do pray a lot. I pray as soon as my alarm goes off, I start praying to God, thanking him for everything that I have, for everything that I get to do in life, and for my family, my kids, my husband, everyone around me. I also do something really important that I learned maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, and it changed my life forever. I ask for forgiveness every single day. Please forgive me for all my sins. Please forgive me for all the things, for all my mistakes that are ahead of me, for everything that I'm going to mess up today, or all the mistakes I'm going to make today. Please forgive me. Please be with me. Please guide me so I don't make as many mistakes. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to be better. So please guide me and allow me to always feel your presence, always remember that you are with me when I need you. So I ask for forgiveness every morning in advance for all my mess ups that I'm gonna do throughout the day, which it happens. We all make mistakes. So I do a lot of rituals. However, you can find whatever works for you. If it's connecting with God, if it's praying, if it's going to church, maybe talking to your pastor, your priest, your mentor, anyone that can bring you that spirituality, that can help you develop that spirituality, or that you can learn from. Which, by the way, talking about prayer, you can find my prayer journal on my Amazon store, Happiness and Purpose, or if you want it digitally, you can find it on my website, laurarotz.com. I love to have both. I love to have my digital journal because when I go to the hotels, actually, I brought it today because I knew I was going to make this content. I'm in a hotel, if you haven't noticed. So I knew I was going to make this content and I was going to need it. But I love it digitally because I can bring it on my iPad or on my phone anywhere I go, and I can start journal wherever I am. And I don't need to be carrying many journals, which I do. I have multiple journals. I have my self-care, self-love journal. I have my worthy journal. I have my therapy journal. I have my manifestation journal. I have my prayer journal. I have all my journals. However, the point is you need to develop your spirituality. You need to stay connected with your spirit, with God, whatever you believe, the universe, source, anything, but bring that balance, complete that triangle. You stay connected, you work on your mindset, and you also work on your body. You will be another person, and you're going to remember me for this. But it's true, your life will change forever. And number 3, your body. Your body is your temple. You live through this body. You can communicate with me, and I can communicate with you through my body. If my body wasn't here, I wouldn't be able to speak. I wouldn't be able to show you that I'm here, that I'm alive, that I'm present, right? So we need to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of your body. The way you can do this is by truly loving on your body. One of the ways you can connect with your body and start loving on your body is by training your mind. Remember how I said that our thinking creates the feeling, and then the feeling is followed by the behavior or the action? Well, this is a perfect example. If you start loving your body, you will start acting lovingly towards your body, how to take care of yourself, how to prioritize your well-being. One of the things that I do to take care of my body is lately I've been going on. I am the worst at working out. I don't like to work out. I've never been an athletic person. I don't like sports. But lately I've been going on walks almost daily with my husband. And sometimes I go in my garage and I try to lift some weights or do some yoga poses. Nothing exaggerated, nothing like over the top. I don't know how to work out, but I still try to get something in. I don't have a membership at the gym. I do have a membership at the gym, but I never go, and I don't like to work out, in all honesty. However, I try to compensate with my working out by eating well, taking vitamins, taking a lot of supplements, trying not to put a lot of chemicals in my body. If you notice, I don't have my nails done. I don't have my lashes done. I don't have my hair done anymore. I try not to put lotions on my body. I do wear a little bit of CC cream, but I try to wear a clean CC cream that is not too harsh on my skin. I make my own body lotion. I make my own face wash, my own face serum at nighttime. So I try to compensate the lack of exercise with a healthy diet, taking supplements, taking vitamins, not putting harsh chemicals on my skin, not damaging my nails or my lashes or my hair where the chemical gets absorbed and it damages my liver. I try to educate myself on how I can take care of my body because I know I don't want to work out. I don't want to having to sweat and hurt. I don't like that. However, I do want to work. But I do want to work out. I do want to make it a habit. Maybe it's a challenge that I have. It's a resistance in me, but I do want to start doing it. And the way I'm doing it right now is by, going on a walk. So yeah, but for you, it may work differently. Whatever works for you is what you have to do. You have to find a way that you can create this body connection and something that you enjoy. For example, like I don't enjoy working out, but I do compensate with the self-care and self-love and the mindset and the spirituality that also connects with my body. So I try to incorporate it all. Even though I don't work out, I do compensate with other stuff. So you have to find